Hello, everyone. This is Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot again tonight. Tonight we got a story for you that comes out of Indiana, near a little town named after a mythical person that we all know and love around December. Anyway, I'm not giving you a name. You can figure that one out by yourselves. It's not real hard because I know all of you are smart and well educated. So I am letting you have a little bit of figuring out where it is in Indiana. Anyways, tonight this story comes from a truck driver that I met on the road, and he was telling me about his Bigfoot story. Now, this happened at his house. This actually ended up costing him his job, almost cost him a marriage, and as aggressive as this Bigfoot was as trying to get them out of there and get them away from where he was living, it almost cost him, because the thing would chase him all the time, so it almost cost him his life, I do believe. Anyway, we start this story off with the first time he saw it. The first time he saw this Bigfoot, he was leaving to go to work. He was driving a tractor trailer, doing hauling local stuff in a dump bed tractor trailer. He went to leave the house one morning, walked outside, got out there to where his tractor was at, and went to walk around the driver's side of his tractor, and something slammed its hand or fist or a rock or something into the side of the bed of the trailer. And when it done this, it made a very loud noise in the trailer because it was empty. And it made him jump, and he finally got his nerve up and walked around the front of the tractor and peeked around the side, and lo and behold, there was this 8 to 9.5 foot tall Bigfoot standing there beside his trailer bed. And as soon as it recognized him being right there, it turned and looked at him and growled and threw its arms above its head to make it look bigger, and that was his cue to run back to the house. Well, he starts running back to the house, and he's hoping that his wife hasn't locked the door yet, because she got up with him every morning when he was leaving. She then, evidently she was standing there at the door and saw him running back towards the door, and she opened the door. And as soon as he got almost to the front porch, this thing cleared the front of the tractor trailer and came in view of the lights and stuff there at the home. And his wife screamed, threw the front door open. He ran in the front door. He runs into her, almost runs completely over top of her. Actually, they both fall onto the floor. He kicks the door shut and raises back up and locks the deadbolt and locks the handle lock. This thing stands out there at the edge of the porch screaming. So after a bit, this thing disappeared, and he went back outside to see where it went to, hoping he could go to work. Well, he had to call his boss because this thing came back. Anytime he walked outside and it was still partly dark, it would try to run him off. So that happened the first time him and his wife saw it that morning. And after he saw it that one time, it didn't come back for 2 or 3 days. And at the end of about 3 days, he decided, well, this thing's gone. It ain't ever going to come back. It's no big deal. It's just a one-time thing. Well, anyways, he got a surprise coming. His surprise was he left to go to work the next morning on about the 4th day of seeing this thing, and it's standing right out there at the front of his tractor, waiting for him to come outside. So he goes and grabs a gun, comes out the front door. This thing takes off running. He shoots a load of buckshot at it. It evidently didn't hurt the thing or whatever. He didn't find any blood, didn't find anything wrong with the animal, didn't show any signs of being hit. It just ran off. Evidently, it knew what a gun was, knew what a shotgun was. So they dealt with this thing off and on for about 3 weeks. Him and his wife are getting fed up with it. The kids can't even go outside in the evenings because this thing will start screaming at them whenever the kids are outside. And he calls his landlord and talks to his landlord and tells him, look, we're going to find another place to move. I don't mean to break the lease on you, but this can't happen no more. Anyway, his wife goes to his mother's, or her mother's, and they are there to, the wife and kids there. He's there at home. The wife and kids come home that night, and his mother-in-law comes with him, with the wife and kids. And they're all over there, and they're talking and everything, and he walks out on the front porch, and there's a window. It's about 9.5 feet off the ground in their kitchen. It's one of those high windows, and like kitchens on the back side of the house. And this thing throws a tree limb through the kitchen window, busts the kitchen window completely out of the house. So he comes back inside, and when he heard a big crash, he sees what happened. He goes and grabs his shotgun and his pistol again. He goes outside trying to find this thing. He can't find it. So this thing is just trying to terrorize him to get him to leave, I believe. And it's causing nothing but trouble for him. So, it really never bothered the kids, but it would just scream at the kids when they were outside. It never threatened his wife, just him. Him going out in the mornings, and this thing would be out there and scream at him, or smack the side of the trailer bed and everything else. So after about another couple of weeks, they start shooting this thing every chance they get. They start pouring buckshot to it. They start pouring handgun bullets at it. He's got a deer rifle. He's doing everything he can to get this thing to quit coming around. Well, it's not working. Anyway, the landlord comes over to fix the kitchen window and looks at him and says, "Oh, you met the big hairy thing out back." And he said, "You know what? It'd been nice you'd have told me that. We never would have took the rental." He said, "Well, I didn't know it was that, that it was aggressive. Or else I would have told you and warned you. I don't know why it's being aggressive towards y'all." Anyway, this thing comes out one morning and will not leave. It's standing outside the front of the house and won't let him leave to go to work, won't let him get out of the house. He's even showed a shotgun, and it didn't do any good. It wouldn't leave then. So he has to call his boss to tell him he's not coming out. Boss gets mad, tells him he's fired, and so it kind of just, went from bad to worse. So they up and find a place to move to. They leave that house, and it never followed them to the next house. It's just in that one little area where there was a bunch of trees and a creek, and I guess the deer come into the creek, and all the game come into the creek to eat, and he didn't want nobody in there to threaten any of his game that I guess he was in there eating. So they end up having to deal with that for a total of about 6.5 weeks of putting up with that Bigfoot. And as far as he knows, that thing's still there. He hasn't been back. He will not go back. He has called the landlord. The landlord said it run him off once or twice, trying to check on the house and everything. And so I don't know what to tell this guy. He's moved away from the problem, but the landlord has the problem now, and he should have told him in the first place. So we're not going to pass any information on to him. Not out of spite, just because he hasn't asked for help. I mean, if you need help with a Bigfoot and you contact me, that's fine and dandy. I will make sure that you get all the help that you need. I will be glad to come personally and assess the situation and do what I can to help you out. So that's going to end our story for tonight. And I got a special guest standing right here, and I'm going to let him say bye to you all. And he's chomping at the bit to do it. So come on over here, little buddy, and tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to y'all later. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button for the videos, and come to Discord on Saturday nights around 10 o'clock. Download the app before you come, and if you have trouble with it, you can get into general chat and ask questions, and we'll get you through it and get you in there into the right channel to hear it. So God bless you all, and y'all take care out there. Watch out for Bigfoot. He might come and get you one day. Thank you now. Bye-bye.